Good evening, Chris, and thank you for welcoming us in visiting you and seeing the pigeons. So, for Romanian fanciers, please detail something about yourself and pigeon sport.
Oh, nice to meet you all. I'm Chris, and my age is 53. I'm married and 3 kids. And I started the pigeon sport when I was 2 or 3 years old, because my father was also a pigeon fancier. And so I'm already 50 years a pigeon fancier. I started in 2003 on my own. So until 2003 I was together with my father. But then I started on my own with only marathon pigeons. And then I started with 6 breeding pairs directly from Eierkamp. Strain mostly van Barroy and then mainly the Black Giant line. So afterwards I was me and also other fanciers were quite successful, because in 2010 a fancier in Belgium won the first national Barcelona, second international, with a cock bred from a pigeon of mine, lines from Eierkamp. Then in 2010-11 I started to buy some other pigeons, mostly from good fanciers who are performing very well themselves, but also fanciers who's with the pigeons, other fanciers were also successful with their pigeons. So, for instance, from Jellema or Verwij de Haan, Jos Pepping, Arjan Beens. So these are the main strains I have on my loft now, besides the Eierkamp strain. I have about 100 pigeons to fly with at the beginning of the season, and then at the end of the season mostly 60-70 pigeons are still there. Then I will select, and then about 50 pigeons will remain, and then 50 youngsters come to the flying loft, and then I start the other season with 100 pigeons again. So I breed about 100 youngsters each year, and then about 50 remain. And nearly all the youngsters who remain can get a place on the flying loft for next year. So I do select all year through, because when I think a pigeon is not healthy or not good built, I select it out. Medicine, I try to do it not too much, but I want to be sure that my pigeons are healthy, so I use some products of Dr. De Weert in Breda, and I'm very satisfied with it. But in the winter period I don't give something, only for Paauwe. The food I give is from Tilburg. It's a big feed organization. But in the flying season, from May, June, July, I'll give the buyers from Koopman all-in-one, because I think they have to be good. They should be have to eat good, and because they have to work hard. The pigeons train 2 days, 2 times a day. In the morning from about 6:30 until 7:30, and in the evening it depends on when I'm home from my work. It can be 7 p.m. or 8 or 9 or until it's becoming dark. So I think it's very important that they train well. Because if they don't, you won't win many prizes. And then about a week before basketing for a marathon race, they fly 100 or a race from 100 or 200 kilometers. And then in the week before basketing, I drive 2 or 3 times to let them fly about 30 or 40 kilometers. I do all my I fly with my pigeons on the nest, so they are breeding. My favorite position is about 10 or 15, between 10 and 15 days breeding. But I've also been successful with youngsters from 5-6 days old. For instance, this year I won the first on Perpignan in our combine. It was a cock on youngsters from about 7 days. My advice to the Romanian fanciers is to be sure that your loft is well, to be sure that you have good pigeons from good strains, and then breed a lot of pigeons and test them. That's important, to test the pigeons, and then they'll select themselves. So if you test them a lot, then the good pigeons will remain, and then that's the start to build further on. And also my advice to be sure that your pigeons are healthy, that they train well, that you feed them good, and that you prepare them good to a race. So if you can do that, I'm sure you will be successful.
Please tell me your greatest results you have recently.
I've had some great results for the last few years myself. In 2017 I won the second national Asian. And it was the 9th international against more than 12,000 pigeons. And then only 4 days later I won the second national ducks, and it was the 3rd fastest pigeon on the entire concours from whole Netherlands against more than 10,000 pigeons. So that was a super week. But I've also won the 14th of Marseille National in 2016. Last year or this year I won the 23rd National Narbonne. In 2018 I won the 23rd National Paauwe, the 33rd National Aachen, 36th National Narbonne, and so on and so on.
So you're on top in the last 5 years?
Yeah.
What do you think is the most important combination in pigeon sport in general? What are the main elements that counts?
A good loft, good pigeons, and a good fancier. The fanciers should be very fanatic, and then And then of course good pigeons, and the loft is also important, because if you don't have a good loft, there can be good pigeons on, but they won't reach their absolute top. So that, in my eyes, these three things are the most important things to be successful.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, you're welcome.